shit, they done let me in the door. They done gave your boy a chance, now the youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four.
Yo, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Man, fuck it. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if you hit the sub button if you're new. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about Attack on Titan, but in particular, we're talking about Attack on Titan final season. I think we all can agree that that episode was crazy as fuck. At this point, I didn't watch this shit about 10 times already. And the shit came out on Sunday and everything. And I like the way how they stayed true to the manga, but also adding their own touch to it as well. Like, the things that Falco says totally caught me off guard, because when Coach's supposed to pick him up, he's supposed to say something totally different, but before he can get to say that, he got cut off, and they didn't do that in the manga. And when he got to the ditch and what he said about flying around and everything with swords and stuff like that, that wasn't in the manga as well. That was their own touch. But they did it in a good way by, still staying true to the manga, But like I said in my review about the first episode, the only thing that caught me off guard was the CGI. And I think everybody can agree with me on that type of situation, because when the trailer came out, this shit finna look crazy. We see everything animated, but when the first episode comes out, the Titan shifters alone, just the Titan shifters are CGI, which is not a problem. It just caught everybody off guard. Now, let me tell you guys why they went this route, right? Now, most likely, this is the reason why Witch Studio gave up on Attack on Titan and basically gave the project to MAPPA, because most likely by Witch Studios being so small, they just couldn't come up with the budget to do CGI, and by MAPPA being a bigger studio, they can pull off a lot of CGI. So what MAPPA did was like, okay, knowing what happens in chapter 135 and in the manga at this point, which is going to take a lot of CGI once the anime get to that certain point in the manga that we're at, it's going to literally take a lot of CGI. A lot. So it's something that Witch Studio just could not do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in that budget, But this is something that MAPPA can pull off. So they tricked all of us by showing us that trailer, not showing us the CGI version, but showing us the animated version with the still pictures or whatever. They showed all that in the trailer, and then when the first episode comes out, they show us CGI because they want us to get used to the CGI first before it gets to that moment, to the point where we gotta use a lot of CGI. Because in the manga at this point, it's like I said, it's going to take a lot of CGI because it's just so hard to animate what the fuck is going on in the manga at this point. It's just too hard to animate it, and it's going to take too long, And most likely it would have to make the anime delayed if they were to animate all of this. So, okay, let's just give them CGI early, get them used to it, whatever. So by the time it gets to where the manga is at this point, they won't downplay us for our CGI because they'll be already used to it, So I think that's the reason why, Witch Studio gave it up, and that's the reason why MAPPA gave us CGI so early. Because at a certain point, this is probably the route that was going to have to go anyway because of what the fuck Isayama is doing. Blame his crazy ass. Like, he's a smart motherfucker. Like, I fuck with Isayama in this story, whatever, but it's his fault. You know what I'm saying? Isayama is going crazy in the manga right now. He's going crazy in the fucking manga. You know what I'm saying? It's his fault because it's nowhere in the world you can animate all this. It like picture after picture after picture. You can't keep redrawing this shit over and over again. It would be good to just put it in one big animation, one big ass CGI animation, which is more easier, but it takes a lot more money. But that's just something that Witch Studio couldn't afford. No matter how much success they had for Attack on Titan or Vinland Saga, they just could not afford that. But MAPPA could because of how bigger of a studio that Witch Studio is. So that's the reason why they had CGI. You know what I'm saying? They just thought like, hey, let's just give it to them early so they'll be used to it, so they won't complain about it ever again. Like, obviously you're going to complain because it's the first time you're seeing it. But for me personally, in my own opinion, their CGI look way better than what Studio CGI ever did for the Colossal Titan, Like, we can't really, we can't really judge the CGI until we see both Colossal Titans move, At the same time, like, hey, we see Witch Studio CGI for the Colossal Titan. We need to see MAPPA's CGI for the Colossal Titan. Like, I feel like that's when we can really judge that CGI, because it's easy to CGI small shit, but it's probably harder to CGI like the Colossal Titan, whatever. And I ain't even gonna say nothing. It's gonna have to take a lot of CGI, and this is the only studio that could do that, that literally can afford all of that shit. So now I understand, and I'm okay with the CGI. I didn't have a problem with it at all. It's just that it's gonna have to take some getting used to, but I'm already kind of used to it. Like, I didn't watch the episode over and over again. I'm used to the CGI at this point, so I like it. Like, obviously it does look weird sometimes, but I feel like they can get better as a story of the final season progress, you know. But this is like a little small, you know what I'm saying, video, whatever. I didn't really go in too much in depth. I just want to explain that because some people just I don't want nobody, no, I don't want nobody just downplaying the CGI. Like, I just wanted to like give y'all a reason why they had to go this route, you know, like, because I even asked myself, I was like, why the fuck they do this? Like, why didn't they animate this? But me being a manga reader and the fact that I'm more than just a manga reader, and me knowing what the fuck happens in the manga and where we're at this point, I was like, okay, so that's why they did this, you know? That's why they went the CGI route. But this is the end of the video. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it. Hit the sub button if you're new, and I'm out, bro.